Next topic we are going to see about a HTTP, HyperText Transfer Protocol. So it's having some step-by-step process. That is, first we have to open a web browser. That is, through the browser we can connect the multiple hypertext pages. That is, web pages we can connect and transfer the data as in a web format. So next one is domain name service lookup. Then send the HTTP request. First, after that, after establishing, we have to send the request. Send the HTTP request. Then server response. After that, it's send the response of that particular request. Then rendering the web pages. Then it's client that particular web pages. So normally it's a client and a server system. Client and server. From a client, it will send the request to the server. So after sending the request, it responds to the particular, after connection establishment, it sends the request to the client. So then after that, it will through the TCP, it will connect that particular server. From client to server, first we have to send the request. Then after getting some signals, acknowledgement signal, it's sending the response to the client. After that, it connecting to the TCP connect to the server to transfer the packets. So it's for example, the text messages or whatever we have to convey, the particular messages containing as in a link format, that is hyperlink. Okay, through that it's blinking as a blue color, it's underlying that particular text link. It's called as a link, hyperlink. Through when we are clicking that particular link, it will connect it to the particular web pages. Okay, so it's a HyperText Transfer Protocol process. So after that, it's having some format in the HTTP request. So in a HTTP protocol, we are having request and response format. Response, two types of operations. So in the request format, in HTTP request, it's having the HTTP version. That is, it's having some version. We have to mention what is it version. Then URL, that is the particular address, location we have to mention. Then after that, HTTP methods. So what are the methods, how it will connect, we have to mention. Then HTTP request header. It's having some header address, that is which address we have to convey that particular messages. That thing we have to represent here, HTTP request header. Then HTTP body. That is whatever data we have to convey, that we have to mention here in the HTTP body. Okay. So in a normally HTTP request, we are having certain format. In the HTTP version, then URL, then HTTP method, and then HTTP request header, and the HTTP body. Okay. So after that, in a response side, whatever we are having means HTTP status code. That is whatever after reaching that particular request, we have to mention the status of a code. Then response the header. That is we have to give that response header or some address of that particular request. Then body, that is we have to convey that particular data in a particular address. So it's a response body. So from the client to server, first we have to give the request. After that, the particular server system extend the request or a response to the client. Okay. So for example, we can take as a client server or a circuit program when we have to give the extension of between client and server. That is, when we are giving the request from client system to server system, it's establishing the connection. After establishing the connection, it sends the response to the particular request from a server. After that, it transfers the packets through the particular addresses. So first we have to extend the connection. Then after receiving the response, the particular TCP connection is extended and transfer the packets. Okay, so in the HTTP transfer, we are having the HTTP request and the response format. In a request, we are having the signal, that is what type of version we have to mention. Then particular URL address we have to mention. Then what are the data we have to present, that particular data with the address we have to convey through that request. In a response side, it will convey that particular data and address, that is response header and a body we have to mention. Okay, through that we can easily convey that particular data from a source to the destination. For example, if you are taking any real-time example, if you want to connect multiple web pages, that thing we have to connect more pages. That is, through that link we can connect more web pages in a particular time period. So easily connect the particular web pages and transfer the packets. Easily we can, for example, any website we can take it as, through that website we can transfer or we can refer that particular data from the website. Okay, in that one we can use HTTP. Okay, these are all the data of a HTTP protocol. Thank you.